Oh, cool. Hello to anyone who's joined me on this live. It's lovely to have you with me. My name's Hayla, if you didn't know already. Just celebrating the release of my single that came out the other week, but also today celebrating the live video that I did with Lab 54. So yeah, can't wait to have that all shared with you all and out into the world. I did actually ask everybody for a few questions the other day that I was thinking I'd answer today. Obviously, there is a chat as well, so if you wanted to chat in there, I can obviously answer your questions live. But yeah, so I suppose I'll start off with the first lot of questions that I got from you guys the other day. Thank you so much for submitting them. So the first question I got was actually asking me about, where did I learn to sing? Was I self-taught, or did I have lessons? Did I actually go through that kind of process to be the vocalist I am today? In short, no, I didn't really have lessons properly. I've actually had nodules twice, which isn't great, and I had to go to vocal therapy after that, which I think after a number of years having that, I sort of started to learn how to sing properly. So it kind of, I sort of learned backwards, really. I think it was one of those things I kind of feel like I definitely should have, invested a bit more time in when I was younger, because I definitely suffered for it, for not having learned beforehand in the correct way. So I hope that answers that. So I kind of backwards learned. But yeah, so nodules, I was going to say vocal nodules is when, if you've been singing in the wrong way, your vocal cords tend to cause like little abrasions, and then it's really hard to vocalize properly. So you can have surgery if it goes really bad. I didn't have to have surgery, but I had to go through vocal therapy and things like that. So I should have learned, but I didn't. So my voice still sounded the same, but I just had to like work it into a more healthy way. So yeah, no, I wasn't classically trained actually. No, I didn't have any sort of classical training whatsoever. I just always enjoyed singing. I think my first ever artist that I loved was Whitney Houston, and I just listened to her loads and loads when I was a kid. So I just kind of constantly, I think, listened to that album Bodyguard and tried to emulate her to the best of my ability, but obviously it wasn't in the most healthy way. So yeah. So the next question I'll move on to, somebody asked me, what does Where You Are mean to me? So Where You Are was a song that we wrote last year, I think it was, last June. And it's one of those songs, when you're kind of in a situation with somebody and you're not sure where you stand, you're sort of in between, the wondering if they feel the same way as they do when they're with you, or if they miss you and you're feeling the same way as them, and you're both kind of, halfway between love and loss. So it's one of those tracks that I've always really, really loved and love singing, and I'm just so happy that it's had such a connection with everybody. And yeah, I think this song actually, the reason why it came with, well, how it worked so well with John as well, because he did the Escape remix. So after the Escape remix, we sent that on. So somebody also asked me a question saying, how do we know which songs or how to give certain songs to different artists? When we've written a song, or written a top line at least, how do you go about giving it to another artist? So because John had done the Escape remix, we thought that he'd be like the best fit possible for this next song that we wrote. And we wrote it with exactly pretty much the same team as the team who wrote Escape. So we just sent that over, and obviously created the music that's surrounding that track now. And it's been amazing to watch it fly, and still obviously see what it's doing today. So yeah. So the next question that I've got is, which one's the best one out of those ones? Yeah, my first place. Yeah, there we go. Where was the first place I ever performed? So when I was really young, I was always incredibly shy. Like, it took me a very, very, very long time to feel comfortable in my own skin. And I think I'm still kind of learning who I am today, but it took me a really long time to feel comfortable and confident in front of people and being able to, sing in front of people. So I didn't really start gigging live in front of people until I was kind of in my, I don't know, like 19, 20, something like that, but not comfortably, I don't think. I did go to uni and I did music there, but I didn't ever really feel like I had the confidence to do what I can do now. And I think it's just the more gigs that I did, the more confidence I gained. But my first ever gig was probably in a church, actually. Probably. I think it was. I think it was in the church hall. It was like just a Christmas do, and I did some tracks on like a karaoke scenario, but I used to sing to myself all the time. So, but yeah, it was many, many, many years ago. So yeah. Um, Another question come in here. How long does it take you to write a song? So generally, it depends. Sometimes you can end up getting a song written within like the first 20 minutes. You can basically have the whole hook down. You can have the chords. You can sort of know sort of chorus wise roughly where you're going to go. You might even strike a melody straight away and then think, oh, that really fits. And then you flesh it out with certain words that you think will probably fit either the story that you've kind of got kind of rolling around your mind. Or then, other times it can take a few days, it can take a while. Sometimes I've had it before where I've written a song for myself and then found that I've kind of, I don't know, mulled around with it a bit. I've ended up keeping the sort of song open for me to change any parts that I feel like I need to. So it can take from 20 minutes, it can be like an instantaneous thing. And sometimes I find the quicker songs that are written end up being, the most successful ones, really. But then I suppose a labour of love as well, you do end up kind of cobbling something together to find, the best fit. So I think it can be totally open to any sort of length of time, really. So yeah. Another question that I got, and obviously as well, if anybody's got any questions, don't be shy. You can ask me in the chat. I'm open to asking and answering, any questions that you've got. So feel free. But I'll answer another one that somebody sent in the other day. So another one was asking me if I have any hobbies outside of music. And it's weird, but I'm lucky that my hobby has sort of become my job. So in a way, it's weird because what I used to do is obviously I always really wanted to work within music. So I was trying to push that as well as it being my hobby, but it began as a hobby. So it's weird when the scales tipped for it being my work thing from being a hobby thing. I did have a big amount of space in between where I didn't really have anything else that I did. So it's quite hard to leave work at the door because I'm passionate about it. So I find it hard. But I will say, the other day I started painting a bit and I did A-level art and I haven't painted for years. And I really enjoyed that. And I thought it was really cathartic. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more of that. And other than that, I love cooking. I just think it's really good. I don't know whether what I cook is any good. Whoever's eating it could be the judge. But I do enjoy cooking as well. I think it's really nice. It's just sort of like taking that time to make something really nice for yourself or whatever, or for other people is great. Oh yeah, okay. My voice is amazing. I wish you all the best. Oh, thanks. Wish you the best too. Your question is, do I speak any other languages? Do you know what? No, like un petit peu. Like I hardly speak any other languages. It's really bad to be fair, because I should be able to speak more languages. I learnt German in school, so I did like my German GCSE. I can speak a bit of French to get by and a bit of Spanish to get by as well, but not enough to be able to hold a conversation. So that's definitely something, actually, saying that I don't have any hobbies outside of music, that's definitely something that I need to maybe put into my, learning to work towards something, because I'd love to be able to speak another language, and I feel bad that I haven't put enough time into being able to do that properly. So yeah, so I would like to. Oh yeah, un petit peu, just a tiny bit. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's probably about as far as I can order some beer and I can order food in French, but that's about as far as it goes at the moment. But hopefully, I'll be able to do a little bit more in the future. Um, yeah, another question there. Are you painting with acrylic, watercolor, etc.? Watercolor actually. I do like painting with acrylic though as well. I like really layering up. I went to ADE recently, so I went to the Van Gogh exhibition and museum, and that was absolutely amazing. And I was like, when you look at the paintings, you kind of go close to them, you can see the amount of layers of different paints, and yeah, so I do really I want to try and expand and do a little bit more painting in acrylics. That'd be really good. But yeah, I forgot another one. Hang on a minute. Got a few more questions. Oh yeah, upcoming concert and tours. So I do have a few gigs that are coming up in the pipeline, which I can't talk about just yet, but yeah, keep your eyes peeled because there will be some that are coming up. I don't know if there's anyone on this chat. I don't know where you'd like me to come. I would absolutely love to do more gigs. gigging is definitely the thing that makes me feel the most kind of myself. So yeah, I definitely really, really want to do more gigs. So I can't wait to get out there a bit more. Hopefully some in the US, some in the UK, maybe a bit further afield as well, and around Europe and stuff like that. Because I am from the UK. I don't know if anyone got with the accent. I'm from around Liverpool, but I now live in London. I've been there for 2 years. I still get lost all the time, but I love living there. It's nice. I've got my pad, by the way. This is how prepared I am. I've got my questions written down from what you said the other day. Um, so I was going to say the other one that somebody asked me was, what was my most inspiring gathering to visit in ADE? So I think we had a day at Spotify actually, which was really nice. It was quite a relaxed one that I thought I'd be quite intimidated by because there was so many, amazing people there, and it was great to see everybody and meet everyone. But I think meeting, I've never been great at speaking, so that's why I thought I'd do a live. Um, but I just really enjoyed meeting so many people from the sort of industry side that I wouldn't normally really come into contact with. So I think actually, even though that might sound very business, but I really enjoyed that, and the gigs that I saw as well were amazing. I saw Cassian do a gig, which was absolutely amazing, and Mochak, which was in a skate park, basically. Sickest gig ever, I have to say. Very good. Come to New York. Oh my days, I'd love to come to New York. I think I might be planning on coming to New York next year. So I will keep you in the loop. You'll be the first to know because I'll be posting about it on my platforms and stuff. But yeah, hopefully I'll be doing New York. If not, I've only ever been to New York for 27 hours. So yeah, 27 hours is not enough time to really see the place. So I definitely want to come to New York and see it for a little bit longer than just that. Because the flight back was not that great. So yeah. I think I've got one more question. How much time have we got left? We've got now was filmed by Lab 54, who are absolutely amazing. The DJ that's in the background is Cassie, Joe Cassie, an incredible DJ and also a friend of mine, who's DJing in the video. So shout out to him. Thank you very much. And the response so far on Fall Again has been incredible. So thank you so much to everybody. If you've been streaming it and listening to it and sharing it, it really means so much. Did I know Nora and Pure was going to play? No. Do you know what? I did not know that Nora was going to play Fall Again. Me and Nora kind of know each other a little bit, actually. We met in Vegas last year, I think it was. I was in the booth and she was in the booth. We were watching Chris Lake. There some tequila. And yeah, so we sort of know each other a little bit, but she didn't tell me that she was going to play it. So when I heard off a friend that they were at her gig and I didn't get to go that night, unfortunately, but she played it out and I just messaged her like, oh my days, I can't believe that you played it. Because yeah, she didn't tell me, but she sent me that video. So yeah, it was such an amazing surprise to be able to hear that song before it had even dropped and see the response. I just can't wait to sing it live in front of a crowd as well myself. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But no. Oh, thank you very much. I was just saying before, by the way, my voice wasn't that heavenly before.